TBS News, I'm Rosine Park. South Korean health authorities have reported 2,025 new cases of COVID-19, fueling fears the fourth wave of infections will worsen as the country gears up for its major Chuseok Harvest Festival. The Korea Disease Control and Prevention Agency said 1,992 local infections and 33 imported cases were confirmed in the last 24 hours, raising the cumulative caseload to 253,445. 7 more virus-related fatalities put the death toll at 2,292. Active cases remained above 26,000, while the number of patients with serious symptoms across the country reached 399. Officials say toughened social distancing measures have helped in the fight against the pandemic, but the rise in cases involving more transmissible, more virulent variants, particularly the Delta variant, is worrisome. The government said it will announce this week special virus restrictions that will be applied this month to combat a potential Chuseok holiday surge. Chuseok, which will be observed from September 18th through the 22nd this year, is when millions usually travel across the country to meet family. Local officials are already urging people to stay home during the long holiday and refrain from social gatherings to reduce the spread of the virus. While the Delta variant continues to spread rapidly, authorities are on alert over another emerging variant that researchers say could be more resistant to vaccines. The KDCA has raised caution over the LAMBDA variant, first identified in Peru in August of 2020. The government said arrivals from Peru and Chile, where the variant has become dominant, must undergo quarantine for 7 days at designated centers starting from September 10th. They will also receive 3 rounds of PCR testing, including before they leave their quarantine facility. The World Health Organization earlier classified LAMBDA as a variant of interest. Safety Minister Chun Hae-chul has said more temporary COVID testing centers and hospital beds for patients will be installed nationwide by the end of the month. During an interagency meeting today, he also reiterated the national vaccination program is running smoothly and the country will be able to achieve the goal of 36 million people getting at least one shot of a vaccine before Chuseok. Chun also called on health workers to call off a planned strike scheduled for Thursday. However, he assured the public that if the unionized workers go ahead with the action, the government will make efforts to minimize any impact on the medical response to the pandemic. In other news, President Joe Biden has praised the airlift of American citizens from Afghanistan as an extraordinary success. In an address from the White House, Biden insisted the U.S. had achieved everything it set out to do in the country. But the Republican leader in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, said the country was now less safe and Americans were stranded behind enemy lines. The BBC's Peter Bowes assesses Biden's speech.
This was a president on the defensive, widely criticized for the way and apparent haste with which America withdrew from Afghanistan, leaving some U.S. citizens behind. Mr. Biden insisted he was right to end the forever war and not to extend what he called the forever exit. He laid the blame, in part, at Donald Trump for doing a deal with the Taliban, but also at Afghan government forces. He said he refused to send another generation of America's sons and daughters to fight a war. It was, he said, time to look to the future after 20 years of pain and sacrifice.
That's all the news for now. You're listening to TBS eFM.